Garfield Movie. This is the newest animated film from Sony Pictures, and this is also based on a comic strip by Jim Daves. The film follows Garfield, a fat, lazy, lasagna-loving, Monday-hating cat who embarks on an adventure with his long-lost reunion of his long-lost father. And of course, both of them go on a journey along with Garfield's best friend Odie to do a heist. When it comes to Garfield as a cartoon character or a comic strip, for example, I remembered the animated cartoons like Garfield and Friends was on TV. I think it was on Cartoon Network or Boomerang or something. That was on. I used to watch as a kid. Of course, there was the live-action movies with Bill Murray, which, well, that doesn't hold up as much. I haven't seen it for a long time. It's been a long time since I watched those movies, but, well, that's a whole other thing. We don't talk about that. But as far as this one goes, I was really open to this animated Garfield movie to see how it goes. I think it works better than the live action one. So I got a chance to see it, and for the majority of it, I think it's a fine film. Some heartwarming moments between Garfield and his long lost father, which I will admit, that was a nice moment. That's the best part of the film, is the both reunion of these characters. I think seeing them together, bouncing off, don't like each other as much, but it did feel like they're just there. When the moment the bond starts kicking in, I did feel a little bit the emotional weight is there for the majority of it, but for the most part, I did applaud that scene. I do applaud the Garfield and Vic's characters. And I think both Chris Pratt and Samuel L. Jackson did their voice work really well, and I enjoyed their voice acting. Chris Pratt, like the Mario movie, he did well. I think he did his best. He does put some effort to it with the Brooklyn accent, which is hard for him to do. I think it's more harder for him for Mario than Garfield. That being said though, I do think he does his best. And Samuel L. Jackson, what can you say about Samuel L. Jackson? He's a great actor. Very likable. His voice acting is still there. And as far as the other characters, they're fine. They're very basic. There's just not much to them as much of here and there. Of course, you do have this heist, and of course the father-son relationship, and you got this other plot with this bull trying to rescue this other animal, which is part of this daily product with this milk, with the Lactorance farm, whatever it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong, politely please. And the majority of that plot was kind of unneeded. I don't think it needs to be there. I get when I did it, but at the same time I feel like that doesn't need to be there. I think if it focused on Garfield and Vic as father-son duo, that would have worked perfectly. And of course, them doing the heist, which the heist bit is fun. It has its moments. There's some fun majority of it. But as far as the overall story, it's very predictable. It's very cliche at times. You know where the stuff is going, certain beat for beat moments. But for the majority of it, it was predictable. But I was kind of engaged a little bit. But the most of it is just very predictable. You know where it's going. You know where it's leading to. As far as the animation goes, I think the animation is decent. And it's really nice looking. It has that very comic strip based on from the Garfield comic strips and the cartoons, which we all know and love, which I really liked, and I really do appreciate that. As far as Garfield's owner, John, he's kind of underused. He doesn't get much to do in that film, especially trying to find Garfield and Odie, which kind of disappoints me a little bit with that storyline. Could have done more with that character because he's basically pawned to Garfield as well. At the same time, I get why they didn't focus as much on him, because they want to focus on Vic, voiced by Samuel L. Jackson. But again, I get it, but sometimes I feel like maybe they could have done something more with that Garfield and John's relationship as well. As far as the villain, very cliched and not much to the villain, which we all know who the villain is, you know what I'm talking about. Probably the most forgettable one in the film. Didn't really care for it that much. As terms of the Garfield movie, I think it's fine. It's a harmless kids movie. I'm not spending so much out of it. It's just a very basic, cliched, kids will enjoy it. They'll have fun with this movie. It's a fairly entertaining, watchable, entertaining kids harmless film. It's not trying to be too serious. It's not trying to be an Oscar-winning movie. It's not trying to be a big Best Picture nomination film. If you have kids, I would say they will have fun with this movie. You'll probably take them. They'll have a good time. You can watch it. You can have fun with it, but don't expect too much out of it. It's a harmless kids movie. I wasn't expecting much, so I went in expecting a harmless, fun movie. And I did get some out of it, and I did enjoy some parts of the film. But yeah, it is very predictable. It's very cliched. but as a movie, it was fine. It's a fine movie. Nothing great, nothing special. It was just fine. It's a fine movie. I'm going to give the Garfield movie a C. Overall, guys, comment down below and tell me, what do you think of the Garfield movie? Do you love it? Do you like it? Or do you think it's alright? Do you hate it? Whatever the case is, comment down below and tell me what you think. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that icon bell for more future videos like this. Until next time, see ya!